FreeBooksTube is glad to produce, publish, and offer King Solomon, Wisdom for Lasting Prosperity by Sage D. Esotreasure. King Solomon, a legendary figure from ancient history, was renowned not only for his profound wisdom but also for his immense wealth and prosperity. As the wealthiest ruler of his time, Solomon possessed a deep understanding of the dynamics that come with substantial riches. His insights into wealth and its management are immortalized in the Book of Proverbs, a collection of teachings that have guided countless individuals through their financial journeys across generations. Solomon's perspective on wealth stands in stark contrast to many contemporary beliefs. His teachings advise against the pursuit of quick, ill-gotten gains achieved through greed, impatience, or dishonesty. According to Solomon, such approaches are ultimately detrimental and lead to financial ruin rather than long-term success. True wealth, he posits, is a result of divine blessing, diligent work, thoughtful planning, and the steady accumulation of resources over time. More importantly, Solomon emphasizes the importance of integrity, righteousness, and the pursuit of wisdom over the mere chase for riches. In Solomon's view, acquiring wealth should be an ethical endeavor. He warns against laziness and highlights the rewards of hard work. His wisdom encourages us to manage money wisely, seeing it as a tool rather than an end goal. People who fixate solely on accumulating wealth often find themselves unfulfilled. Conversely, those who strive for a balanced life, one that includes prosperity, generosity, and righteous living, will experience true blessings. This collection of proverbs offers a structured approach to understanding Solomon's financial wisdom. Each verse provides valuable insights, challenging modern misconceptions and revealing how purpose, integrity, and a long-term outlook contribute to achieving real prosperity. By immersing oneself in these timeless teachings, one can uncover the path to a life of abundance, as exemplified by Solomon himself. The first lesson from Solomon's wisdom is that genuine prosperity stems from God's favor. In contemporary society, many believe that wealth is a product of a mix of luck, talent, hard work, smart investing, and human ingenuity. However, Solomon, known for both his wisdom and riches, asserts that true prosperity is a blessing from a higher power, the Lord. In Proverbs 10 verse 22, Solomon states, "The blessing of the Lord brings wealth, without painful toil for it." This teaching challenges modern notions about wealth accumulation by highlighting that prosperity is not merely the result of skill or strategy but of divine favor. The Hebrew term used in this proverb signifies a state of abundance and overflow. When God blesses us, His generosity exceeds our greatest expectations, providing a sense of abundance in all aspects of life, be it financial, relational, or spiritual. Remarkably, Solomon notes that this divine blessing does not come with the difficulties often associated with wealth, such as family strife, arrogance, or stress. Instead, prosperity from the Lord brings tranquility, happiness, and freedom from restlessness, distinguishing it from problematic wealth gained through greed or unethical means. Solomon further explains that accumulating wealth is a gradual process requiring patience and diligence. In Proverbs 13 verse 11, he contrasts hastily acquired wealth with that which is accumulated slowly. Wealth obtained quickly is likely to diminish, while slow, steady accumulation grows over time. This principle underscores that those who build their wealth patiently and conscientiously are blessed by God, whereas those who seek rapid gains often forfeit divine favor. To position ourselves to receive such blessings, Solomon suggests cultivating a deep reverence for God and aligning our lives with His teachings. Our sense of self should be grounded in our relationship with our Creator rather than in material possessions. Recognizing that our abilities, opportunities, and resources are gifts from God to be used for His purposes helps in letting go of greed and anxiety. Embracing peace, contentment, excellence, and generosity opens us to receive divine blessings. As Jesus taught in Matthew 6 verse 33, prioritizing God's kingdom and righteousness ensures that everything else will fall into place. Genuine prosperity, which brings fulfillment rather than difficulties, comes from staying in alignment with God's blessings. It's worth noting that one does not necessarily need to be a devout follower of God to experience some level of prosperity. People may be blessed with wealth for various reasons, but those who center their lives around Christ often experience a profound sense of abundance, inner peace, and freedom from distress. Prioritizing God's kingdom and righteousness allows anyone to access this deeper level of prosperity. The second lesson Solomon imparts is the value of patience and diligence in wealth accumulation. In today's world, where rapid success stories and the allure of instant wealth are prevalent, it can be tempting to chase quick money-making schemes and dream of immediate success. However, Solomon warns that wealth acquired hastily is likely to diminish, while gradual accumulation will lead to growth. Proverbs 13 verse 11 offers a crucial lesson about the dangers of seeking wealth too quickly. The proverb suggests that wealth obtained too easily often lacks stability, whereas wealth accumulated steadily is more likely to flourish. While not all instances of quick wealth creation are problematic, some legitimate businesses and innovations can lead to substantial prosperity through effective execution. The main issue arises when wealth is acquired without sufficient responsibility or long-term planning. Many individuals who rapidly amass great fortunes lose it due to extravagant spending, poor investments, mismanagement, or falling prey to financial scams. Thus, managing sudden wealth without proper preparation can lead to significant challenges. In conclusion, Solomon's wisdom provides a timeless guide for managing wealth with integrity and purpose. His teachings emphasize that true prosperity comes from divine blessing, patience, and diligent accumulation, rather than quick, unethical gains. By aligning our financial practices with these principles, we can achieve lasting fulfillment and abundance. Building wealth and managing finances can be a complex journey, but timeless wisdom offers a clear path to success. A key principle found in Proverbs encourages the gradual accumulation of wealth through steady, patient effort. This approach fosters essential qualities such as diligence, sacrifice, financial discipline, delayed gratification, and wisdom in managing one's earnings. These attributes are far more valuable than money itself. Those who adopt a disciplined, long-term approach to wealth accumulation not only grow their net worth but also develop resilience and critical thinking skills crucial for sustaining prosperity across generations. By embracing patience and prudence, individuals can avoid the pitfalls associated with sudden wealth. Gradual accumulation nurtures qualities like contentment, resourcefulness, determination, and a sense of responsibility toward financial blessings. It helps prevent reckless spending, the constant urge to upgrade one's lifestyle, and the endless craving for more. Each step in this method reinforces the disciplines necessary to manage, grow, and leverage wealth sustainably. While this approach may not be as exhilarating as striking it rich overnight, it offers profound empowerment by freeing us from the pressures of instant gratification and its potential downfalls. Gradual wealth accumulation builds the strength and knowledge needed for long-term success. It encourages a mindset of patience and growth, grounded in one's abilities and hard work. For those who have acquired wealth quickly, adopting a disciplined approach is crucial for sustaining financial success. Embracing a gradual approach can lead to financial freedom and sustainable abundance, even in a world full of vast income opportunities and dramatic wealth changes. Proverbs 13 verse 11 serves as a timeless reminder of the importance of patience and diligence in wealth building. While it may take longer, those who accumulate wealth slowly can pass it on to future generations, ensuring its longevity and stability. Another crucial lesson from Solomon's wisdom is that integrity and character outweigh material possessions. In an age where wealth and status are highly coveted, it may come as a surprise to some that an ancient proverb emphasizes the value of reputation over riches. King Solomon's teachings remind us that integrity, honor, and moral character hold more lasting value than material wealth. Society often witnesses wealthy individuals tarnishing their reputations due to greed, dishonesty, and the relentless pursuit of pleasure. These cases underscore how easily reputation can be compromised in the frantic chase for more wealth, authority, or influence. Solomon's insight cuts through materialistic illusions, urging us to refocus on what truly matters: virtue. A good reputation is built on steadfast integrity, truthfulness, and moral uprightness. Maintaining these principles, even when tempted by fame and fortune, is crucial. A strong reputation results from a consistent alignment of core values, expressed beliefs, and behavior over time. Those with reputable names inspire trust, admiration, and loyalty, prioritizing honesty, justice, and the right choices, even when difficult. Their habits and courageous examples leave behind a legacy of honor, more valuable than any inheritance. On the other hand, many public figures and leaders have compromised their once respected reputations due to ethical failures. Material possessions and social status, when sought without regard for integrity, often lead to guilt, disloyalty, and a loss of self-respect. Authentic peace and fulfillment cannot be purchased, they must be nurtured through a strong moral foundation. Valuing virtuous character over material wealth is not merely a moral cliché but has significant practical implications. Principled individuals tend to attract meaningful relationships, partnerships, and opportunities more than those who acquire wealth unethically. Leaders who exhibit integrity inspire their employees and customers, who are more likely to stay loyal to transparent and trustworthy brands. Many prefer engaging with those of modest means who uphold strong ethical values rather than wealthy individuals who are deceitful. A good name is a valuable legacy to pass on to future generations. Children value and appreciate the character and honorable examples set by their parents more than any financial inheritance. Honesty, diligence, and selfless service create a lasting impact that outlasts material wealth. While pursuing wealth and success is not inherently wrong, it becomes problematic when one prioritizes it over principles and reputation. Wise individuals understand the importance of maintaining integrity and refuse to compromise their values for wealth through dishonest or exploitative methods. They recognize that no amount of luxury can compensate for a damaged reputation and a sense of spiritual emptiness. Amid society's obsession with wealth and success, Solomon's proverb reminds us of the enduring importance of developing virtuous character, which has a lasting impact surpassing any material possessions or achievements. A strong moral foundation leads to lasting wealth and a legacy that transcends material measures. Lastly, an essential lesson in financial wisdom is to avoid excessive debt and dependence on others. In a world where convenient credit and instant gratification are prevalent, understanding the implications of debt is crucial. The age-old proverb about debt provides valuable guidance on managing finances responsibly. Excessive borrowing can lead to financial strain, limiting one's freedom and independence. By practicing prudent financial management, avoiding unnecessary debt, and fostering self-sufficiency, individuals can build a stable financial foundation and achieve true financial freedom. In summary, the wisdom imparted by Proverbs emphasizes patience, integrity, and responsible financial management as cornerstones of true prosperity. Whether through gradual wealth accumulation, upholding a strong moral character, or avoiding excessive debt, these principles provide a framework for achieving lasting success and fulfillment. Embracing these lessons not only leads to financial stability but also cultivates a legacy of virtue and responsibility that endures beyond material wealth. King Solomon's timeless wisdom reveals the profound effects of debt on both our financial and emotional well-being. In Proverbs 22 verse 7, he draws a stark comparison between the wealthy and those burdened by debt, highlighting how borrowing can significantly impact one's life. In modern society, accumulating debt for education, housing, vehicles, and various consumer goods has become commonplace. This practice often traps individuals in a cycle of payments, credit card balances, mortgages, student loans, that can deplete income and limit choices. Many people fail to fully comprehend the long-term consequences of debt, partly due to its normalization in our culture. When one is in debt, they cede a degree of control to their lenders. Debt can dictate the terms of repayment, impose high interest rates, and, in extreme cases, lead to the loss of assets. This creates a modern economic hierarchy where those with wealth hold power over those who are less fortunate. Excessive debt can compel individuals to make decisions that prioritize satisfying creditors over following their own values and desires, leading to financial stress, strained relationships, and uncertainty about the future. The ancient wisdom of Proverbs does not condemn all borrowing, rather, it cautions against excessive debt. Taking on debt for valuable assets like education or a home can be a prudent decision. However, accumulating consumer debt for depreciating items can be detrimental. When debt becomes overwhelming or when borrowing is done irresponsibly, it can confine individuals financially and psychologically, limiting their freedom and capacity to manage resources according to their goals. Proverbs 22 verses 26 to 27 advises against making financial commitments beyond one's means, stressing the importance of responsible resource management. When trapped in a cycle of debt, escaping may seem nearly impossible without drastic measures such as bankruptcy. The solution lies in a dedicated effort to eliminate unnecessary debt and adopt new financial habits. This may require adjustments, patience, and a reevaluation of priorities, but it offers the possibility of living according to one's core values rather than constantly sacrificing for others. Scripture advises against owing anything except the obligation to love one another, Romans 13 verse 8. Living without debt and managing finances wisely is often seen as the optimal state, granting control over one's income and future goals. Unlike a culture driven by consumption, practicing intentional frugality, discipline, and avoiding unnecessary debt can lead to genuine financial independence and peace of mind. This freedom allows individuals to allocate resources based on long-term priorities rather than being bound by temporary financial obligations. This state of freedom is highly valued and sought after. In contrast to the materialistic tendencies of our society, King Solomon's teachings encourage generosity as a means of honoring God. Proverbs 3 verse 9 underscores the importance of giving from our financial blessings. While this may seem counterintuitive in a culture that emphasizes accumulating resources and planning for the future, the biblical perspective on generosity is rooted in recognizing that everything we possess is a gift from God. Understanding that we are stewards of our possessions rather than owners shifts our perspective. By returning a portion of our income, time, and resources to God, we resist the negative effects of greed and materialism. This act of generosity reflects our trust in God's provision and demonstrates our dedication by giving the initial and best portions of our harvest rather than what remains after our personal needs are met. Generosity aligns our priorities with divine values. Throughout Scripture, we see God's intention to use wealth for caring for the less fortunate, supporting spiritual ministry, and upholding justice. By adopting a similar pattern of open-handedness, we align our finances with these eternal values and contribute to the work of God's kingdom. Practicing generosity requires intentional discipline and resisting societal pressures to continually seek more for ourselves. It's easy to delay giving or adopt a mindset of scarcity. Proverbs encourages us to make giving a spiritual discipline, incorporating it into our lives from the beginning rather than as an afterthought. When we integrate giving and tithing into our daily routine, it shifts our focus away from material accumulation and towards spiritual and communal growth. The biblical approach to wealth and debt highlights a balanced perspective. While the world may encourage rapid financial gains and consumerism, ancient wisdom calls for patience, responsibility, and generosity. This guidance helps individuals navigate their financial lives with integrity, ensuring that their resources serve their true priorities and contribute to a greater purpose. In summary, the wisdom of Proverbs teaches that debt should be managed with caution and that financial freedom comes from responsible stewardship and intentional generosity. By avoiding excessive debt and embracing a mindset of giving, individuals can achieve true financial independence and live in alignment with their core values. This approach not only provides practical benefits but also fosters spiritual and emotional well-being, leading to a more fulfilling and balanced life. In our pursuit of material wealth, we often overlook what truly holds lasting value: our values and faith. The ancient wisdom from Proverbs reminds us that material possessions pale in comparison to spiritual fulfillment. By choosing generosity over greed, we release ourselves from the chains of self-centeredness. Generosity is not just a financial act but a powerful declaration of faith, signifying that we recognize God as our ultimate source and priority. This shift in perspective encourages us to pursue a different approach to wealth. Instead of chasing after fleeting riches, we can embrace the joy of seeking God, who promises us unimaginable eternal rewards. Jesus exemplified this kind of generosity, offering a model that brings genuine freedom, fulfillment, and the chance to gather treasures in heaven. In today's fast-paced world, where instant gratification and quick wealth are highly sought after, ancient wisdom provides a critical lesson: careful planning and hard work are the keys to lasting prosperity. Proverbs underscores the importance of thoughtful planning, discipline, and patience as fundamental to achieving enduring success. Our modern culture, obsessed with quick fixes and rapid success, often neglects these values. King Solomon contrasts two distinct approaches to wealth. The first involves diligent individuals who set clear goals, develop strategies, and execute plans methodically. Their success is built on a foundation of consistent effort, patience, and skillful execution. In contrast, the second approach is marked by impulsiveness and a desire for rapid wealth, often through gambling, risky ventures, or exploiting others. While these methods might yield quick gains, Solomon warns that they often lead to long-term financial trouble and eventual ruin. Examples abound of people who quickly gained wealth through lotteries or speculative investments, only to lose it due to poor management, excessive spending, or falling prey to scams. Such wealth, lacking a solid foundation of character and wisdom, tends to vanish as quickly as it was acquired. On the other hand, those who embrace a patient and diligent approach gain more than just financial success. They develop essential habits of fiscal responsibility, foresight, and delayed gratification, qualities crucial for sustaining and growing wealth across generations. These skills extend beyond finance, influencing various aspects of a successful life. The diligent individual works with an abundance mindset, where opportunities and promotions appear as a result of consistent hard work and excellence. Instead of seeking shortcuts, they trust in the process, believing that honesty, determination, and careful planning will lead to substantial and lasting gains. Not all rapid wealth creation is condemned by this proverb. Some businesses and innovations achieve impressive success quickly through genuine hard work and expertise. The key issue is the tendency to rush without considering wisdom, planning, and sustainable effort. This often results in illusions of success that ultimately dissolve due to mismanagement. In a world enamored with overnight successes and reality TV stars, the timeless wisdom of hard work and thoughtful planning stands out as the most reliable path to genuine prosperity. Though slower and requiring more sacrifice, this approach leads to enduring benefits in financial, personal, and spiritual realms. For those willing to follow Solomon's advice, sustainable riches await through careful and methodical efforts rather than hasty actions. Another crucial lesson from Solomon's wisdom is the danger of greed and shortcuts. Our society, obsessed with quick wealth and easy solutions, often overlooks an ancient saying that imparts a significant lesson: those who remain steadfast and true will be richly rewarded, while those who pursue rapid riches through shortcuts will face consequences. King Solomon highlights two divergent paths to prosperity. The first is taken by individuals who are steadfast, diligent, and operate with integrity, despite the slow and challenging nature of their journey. Building wealth through consistent effort and wise choices leads to abundant blessings that extend beyond mere financial gain. In contrast, the second path involves seeking wealth quickly by taking shortcuts, exploiting others, and relying on risky schemes. While this approach may bring immediate gains, Solomon's proverb serves as a cautionary tale, illustrating the inevitable consequences of such a path: punishment, loss, and ruin. Our society often idolizes those who rise from poverty to immense wealth in a short time. We admire entrepreneurs who achieve success through lucky investments or social media influencers who quickly gain fame and fortune. The allure of instant wealth is strong, appealing to our natural impatience. However, ancient wisdom resists this mindset driven by greed and speed. It warns against the dangers of prioritizing rapid gains and personal advantage above all else. Such an approach can lead to ethical compromises and unsustainable behaviors, ultimately resulting in one's downfall. Wealth acquired through dishonesty, exploitation, or risky endeavors is often short-lived, as it lacks the stability and integrity that sustain true prosperity. In essence, the wisdom of Proverbs teaches us to value perseverance, integrity, and thoughtful planning over the pursuit of quick riches. By adhering to these principles, we align ourselves with a more meaningful and enduring form of success. Those who are committed to living with faith often approach life with a distinct mindset. Their goal isn't merely to amass wealth but to honor God and assist others through diligent effort. Financial increase, in their view, is seen as a blessing rather than an end in itself. Their outlook is shaped by perseverance, gratitude, and contentment, steering clear of covetousness and impatience. We frequently witness the dire consequences that arise when greed takes the lead: financial scams, unethical business practices, fraud, and other deceptive schemes. These outcomes starkly contrast with the enduring legacies left by those who prioritize integrity over shortcuts. Such individuals are often rewarded with a profound sense of fulfillment and abundance that transcends mere financial gain. This perspective highlights a crucial distinction between two paths, one driven by faithfulness and the other by greed. The path of faithfulness involves maintaining godly values and an eternal perspective, while the path of greed is fueled by self-interest and a desire for immediate gratification, often at the expense of ethical considerations. Although the allure of quick riches can be tempting, it ultimately leads to self-destruction through excessive consumption and unchecked vices. On the other hand, the faithful path requires patience but offers blessings across all areas of life: spiritually, relationally, and financially. It challenges us to choose between rushing for immediate rewards or remaining loyal to principles that lead to lasting benefits. This ancient wisdom encourages us to focus on what truly matters and live with purpose, teaching that material possessions alone cannot provide true satisfaction. True fulfillment comes from adhering to our values and beliefs. Another vital lesson from the Bible is the importance of careful money management. Proverbs advises us to think carefully about our actions, especially concerning financial decisions. This wisdom is crucial when managing money, as it requires thoughtful planning and consideration. Effective money management involves analyzing spending, saving, and investing with precision to make informed decisions and avoid unnecessary debt. Managing finances wisely means more than covering immediate needs like food, housing, and utilities. It also includes setting aside funds for future requirements such as education, healthcare, and unexpected expenses. Creating detailed budgets helps prevent potential issues and financial stress, allowing for better preparation for future expenses and timely debt repayment. Wise financial management also involves keeping track of expenses, analyzing income, and optimizing spending. By maintaining detailed financial records, including cash flow statements and future expense estimates, we can make informed decisions and ensure that we meet both our current and future financial needs. Building sufficient financial reserves and practicing diligent monetary habits are essential for achieving long-term stability and independence. Adopting a responsible approach to money management helps prevent excessive debt and financial difficulties. By planning ahead and making thoughtful financial decisions, we can build a strong financial foundation, overcome challenges, and achieve our long-term goals. This approach requires a commitment to being financially responsible and effectively managing our expenses. The proverb also teaches us about the ephemeral nature of ill-gotten gains. In a culture obsessed with rapid wealth accumulation, it is essential to remember that wealth acquired through dishonest means is unstable and short-lived. King Solomon's wisdom highlights that wealth gained through exploitation or shortcuts does not endure. In contrast, wealth built through honest effort and discipline is more likely to flourish and benefit future generations. Today, many are drawn to schemes that promise quick wealth, even if they involve unethical practices like insider trading or fraud. Society often admires those who amass great wealth, overlooking the means by which it was acquired. However, this mindset is criticized by the ancient wisdom that cautions against wealth obtained through dishonest methods. Such wealth is inherently unstable and destined to diminish. History is replete with examples of wealthy individuals whose fortunes evaporated due to legal troubles, extravagant spending, or unsustainable schemes. Conversely, the proverb praises those who build their wealth slowly through honest and disciplined work. Although this path may be slower, it fosters long-term prosperity that can be sustained and passed down through generations. Embracing patience and resisting the pressure for instant results embody true wisdom. Those who choose the ethical path not only build lasting wealth but also gain valuable insights, develop their character, and cultivate important disciplines such as hard work and integrity. This approach ensures that their prosperity is sustainable and meaningful, contributing positively to their lives and the lives of those around them. In summary, the wisdom of Proverbs offers valuable insights into managing wealth and achieving true fulfillment. It reminds us to focus on what genuinely matters, to live with purpose, and to practice financial management with careful planning and integrity. By following these principles, we can build a lasting legacy of prosperity that extends beyond material wealth and enriches all aspects of our lives. People who practice thriftiness, patience, moderation, and careful decision-making possess the skills necessary to manage and grow their wealth effectively over time. They understand that building and maintaining financial stability requires more than just luck or opportunism. It demands a solid foundation built on thoughtful planning and ethical behavior. These qualities help them avoid the pitfalls of greed and recklessness, ensuring that their wealth is sustainable and responsibly managed. In contrast, those who seek shortcuts or engage in deceitful practices to amass wealth often fail to establish the necessary mental, spiritual, and practical basis for long-term financial stability. They remain trapped in cycles of greed and immediate gratification, engaging in reckless behavior and ignoring ethical boundaries. This approach not only undermines any financial gains they might achieve but also sets them up for eventual downfall. This ancient wisdom isn't just applicable to high-profile investors or corporate moguls, it's relevant to everyone. Even on a smaller scale, unethical behavior, such as bending rules, evading taxes, or stealing, can lead to instability and failure. The principle remains the same: wealth built on dishonest practices is destined to diminish and cause problems. Solomon's proverb underscores the timeless value of patience, diligence, humility, and adherence to ethical principles for achieving true financial success. This wisdom encourages us to challenge the prevailing cultural trends that glorify instant wealth and questionable ethics. Instead, it advocates for a gradual accumulation of wealth through honesty and hard work. By doing so, we not only build enduring financial stability but also develop character and integrity that benefit future generations. In a world that often prioritizes wealth and status above all else, another ancient proverb offers a different perspective. It suggests that having a little with righteousness is far better than gaining much through injustice. King Solomon's words remind us that integrity holds more value than material wealth acquired through unethical means. Our society frequently idolizes the wealthy and influential, often ignoring the questionable methods by which they achieve their success. The drive for financial gain can sometimes lead individuals to compromise their morals, viewing such compromises as strategic moves. However, this ancient wisdom challenges that perspective, suggesting that acquiring wealth through dishonesty or harm to others is not admirable. It is far better to lead a life of integrity, even if it means having less material wealth. The reason for this is clear: ill-gotten riches tend to corrupt the soul and leave individuals with a heavy burden of guilt and a fractured sense of self-worth. Those who prioritize ambition over ethics may achieve apparent success, but often at a great personal cost. Their relationships and sense of purpose deteriorate, and their souls remain in darkness. On the other hand, individuals who prioritize their principles, even if it means possessing less material wealth, often experience a unique sense of peace and contentment. They may not have luxurious homes or extravagant possessions, but their true wealth lies in their clear conscience and the respect earned through honorable actions. This insight reveals the irony of those who, despite immense wealth, suffer from deep inner poverty and emptiness. It highlights the true cost of their supposed success. In contrast, people with limited financial resources but a strong moral foundation exhibit a level of fulfillment that cannot be purchased: resilient happiness, clarity of direction, and a strong sense of self. It is important to note that this ancient proverb does not criticize all forms of wealth creation or success. Instead, it reveals the ethical implications of how wealth is acquired. Wealth can be a powerful tool for good when obtained through honorable means and used to promote justice. The issue arises when the pursuit of prosperity and influence becomes the primary focus, leading individuals to disregard moral boundaries. In various aspects of life, whether in business, investments, entertainment, or politics, we are often tempted to compromise our ethics for personal gain. Many people believe that ignoring moral principles and resorting to dishonesty is a shortcut to success. However, in the grand scheme of things, compromising one's character comes at a significant cost. This ancient wisdom encourages us to refocus on what truly matters. It reminds us that genuine and lasting value comes from living with unwavering integrity and righteousness, even if it seems ordinary by societal standards. A life built on moral values yields greater spiritual worth than any wealth obtained through unjust means. As society loses its moral compass, the wisdom of figures like Solomon becomes increasingly relevant. They urge us to prioritize long-term success achieved through ethical means over immediate gains through questionable methods. Making the countercultural choice to live with integrity leads to a form of freedom and fulfillment that transcends material possessions. Ultimately, material wealth cannot provide security in times of crisis. An ancient proverb teaches that riches offer no benefit when facing judgment, but righteousness can save from death. These words from King Solomon remind us that true wealth and security lie not in our material possessions but in our moral and ethical conduct. In today's materialistic society, where the pursuit of wealth often overshadows other values, this ancient wisdom provides a powerful reminder of what truly matters. Integrity, righteousness, and ethical behavior are the cornerstones of a fulfilling and secure life, offering a form of wealth that no amount of material riches can ever replace. From the moment we're born, we're bombarded with the idea that happiness and security hinge on amassing wealth, possessions, and social status. This cultural conditioning is driven by industries that thrive on our endless desire for more, using advertising, entertainment, social media, and the allure of luxury to keep us striving. Yet, this singular focus on material gain blinds us to deeper truths beyond the material realm. We convince ourselves that accumulating wealth can shield us from life's harshest realities: death, loss, illness, broken relationships, and existential crises. We chase after money as if it could protect us from profound suffering, but this pursuit is often fueled by our own arrogance. Solomon's ancient proverb offers a stark counterpoint to this belief. It asserts that in the face of significant life events, whether personal, societal, or global, our wealth is rendered powerless. Money cannot provide solace or comfort during life's most challenging and painful moments. The wisdom of this proverb challenges mainstream values by suggesting that true wealth lies in virtuous character and integrity, often referred to as righteousness. Such inner wealth prepares us for inevitable crises, creating a resilient foundation that can withstand even the most severe storms. Unlike material wealth, which is fleeting, a life of righteousness offers enduring strength. Throughout history, we have seen how the extremely wealthy can suddenly lose everything due to financial market crashes, political instability, regime changes, or major health crises. In contrast, those with fewer resources have often demonstrated remarkable resilience and strength in adversity, thanks to their inner wealth of perspective, virtue, and faith. This scriptural wisdom underscores the importance of maintaining virtue, character, and righteousness to sustain us through difficult times. True wealth is not merely about material security, it involves leading a fulfilling inner life, nurturing strong relationships, and connecting with the eternal. Those with strong moral character find peace and rest, regardless of their financial status. Ultimately, this proverb encourages us to rethink our life goals. Instead of fixating on material wealth, which cannot protect us from suffering and death, we should prioritize living a righteous life, cultivating good character, and developing a close relationship with God. Only divine support and guidance can truly sustain us through life's challenges. When faced with the unexpected trials of life, material wealth will be powerless, but a righteous soul will prevail. Another profound lesson teaches that greed is insatiable and that contentment must be learned. Ecclesiastes 5 verse 10 reveals that those with an insatiable love for money will never find satisfaction. This passage highlights the endless cycle of greed and the illusion that wealth alone can bring true happiness. Ancient wisdom encourages us to cultivate contentment, a quality that money can never provide. From a young age, we're taught that acquiring wealth, possessions, and success is the key to happiness. Many industries thrive on feeding our desire for more through advertising, entertainment, and influencer culture. The constant temptation of luxury perpetuates an endless cycle of desire. However, understanding that the pursuit of wealth is ultimately futile and empty is crucial. A soul consumed by greed, envy, and covetousness can never be satisfied by financial abundance. There will always be someone with more, a larger mansion, or a fancier car. The desire for more becomes a never-ending chase when our focus is solely on material wealth. We've observed that even those with immense wealth can experience significant suffering, addiction, and even suicide despite their resources. The obsession with money, whether by celebrities, moguls, or lottery winners, can lead to a lack of lasting joy, purpose, and contentment. To counteract this obsession, we should practice the spiritual discipline of finding contentment in every situation and season of life. This principle challenges the conditioning we receive to constantly strive for more, always seeking upgrades and pursuing extravagant lifestyles. True contentment comes from recognizing that fulfillment does not arise from material possessions but from focusing on what is everlasting rather than temporary. By being content with having our basic needs met and removing the obsession with money from our hearts, we liberate ourselves from the chains of ceaseless desire that deprive our spirits of tranquility. Ecclesiastes 5 verse 10 highlights the spiritual sickness that stems from the love of money, rooted in discontentment, insecurity, and misguided pursuits. Much like an alcoholic who is never satisfied with the next drink, people who prioritize wealth as their ultimate goal will never satisfy their insatiable desires, no matter how many zeros are in their bank accounts. Money itself is not evil, it is a neutral resource and tool that should be managed responsibly. The issue arises when money becomes an idol that consumes our affections, loyalties, and sense of self. Those with a strong attachment to money find themselves controlled by it. To attain true freedom, we must shift our focus from temporary things to eternal ones, finding happiness in simply existing rather than constantly seeking more. By redirecting our focus from material wealth to higher purposes, we free ourselves from its grip and discover genuine peace, rest, and fulfillment, qualities that money alone can never truly offer. According to Ecclesiastes 5 verse 10, the path to contentment leads to long-lasting peace. By embracing this wisdom, we can cultivate a life of true satisfaction and inner richness that outshines any fleeting material gains. In a world fixated on the accumulation of wealth and societal prestige, an ancient proverb offers a profound perspective: integrity is far more valuable than riches. Today's culture often places immense importance on financial success and social status, frequently overshadowing the importance of ethical behavior and personal integrity. This proverb serves as a powerful reminder that being a person of virtue and steadfast character holds greater worth than being wealthy while engaging in dishonest practices. Our society idolizes wealth and influence, often overlooking the questionable ethics, mistreatment of employees, and other moral compromises necessary to maintain high status. The prevailing illusion suggests that cutting ethical corners in the pursuit of wealth is a clever strategy for success. However, this ancient wisdom directly challenges such notions by highlighting that the value of a life lived with integrity and righteousness is far superior to that of one who gains wealth through corrupt means. The rationale behind this perspective is clear: wealth acquired unethically can corrupt the soul. Individuals who pursue material success through deceitful or unfair methods may flaunt their riches, but they often carry deep-seated guilt, shame, and a constant need to cover up their misdeeds. This creates a cycle of spiritual decay and diminishing self-worth, leaving them emotionally and spiritually impoverished despite their material abundance. In contrast, the proverb lauds those who uphold integrity and righteousness, even if it means living with fewer material possessions. While society might not deem them successful by superficial standards, those who consistently live virtuously possess a unique and enduring sense of character. Their true wealth lies in their clear conscience and unblemished reputation, values that outshine the fleeting allure of material success. This wisdom challenges contemporary values and highlights the consequences faced by those who gain their wealth through unethical means. These individuals may experience a loss of integrity, damaged relationships, and a lack of purpose. Conversely, people with humble beginnings who prioritize integrity often find the most valuable and lasting treasures: authentic identities, honorable reputations, and meaningful relationships grounded in respect and unwavering moral principles. It's important to recognize that not all forms of wealth or success are immoral. Prosperity can indeed be achieved through righteous actions. However, problems arise when the pursuit of wealth becomes an obsession that blinds us to ethical principles and personal boundaries essential for spiritual well-being. This ancient proverb encourages us to recalibrate our priorities, reminding us that true success and lasting prosperity come from living lives of honesty and integrity, even if such lives appear ordinary by worldly standards. Ultimately, it is more desirable to lead a life of material poverty while maintaining a strong moral foundation than to accumulate wealth and social influence at the cost of one's integrity. Even the most honest and modest individual possesses a form of wealth that surpasses the riches of the most deceitful and corrupt individuals. The proverb invites us to reflect on our priorities and consider whether the pursuit of material wealth is worth sacrificing enduring treasures like virtue, dignity, and steadfast character. Another insightful lesson pertains to the sustainability of self-made wealth versus inherited wealth. Society often romanticizes the notion of generational wealth, where individuals inherit fortunes and live comfortably without working for their prosperity. An age-old saying challenges this ideal: inherited wealth is quickly depleted, while self-earned wealth is more enduring. This proverb provides a fresh perspective on sustainable prosperity, questioning the traditional reverence for inherited wealth. Many people idealize those born into affluent families, perceiving their lives, supported by trust funds and inheritances, as the ultimate dream. We are often taught that achieving lasting abundance and comfort involves avoiding the effort of earning wealth ourselves. However, the proverb warns that wealth passed down without personal effort is fragile and prone to being squandered over generations. When wealth is inherited rather than earned, the values, habits, and wisdom necessary to sustain it often diminish. Those who receive wealth without effort may lack the drive to manage it effectively, leading to a sense of entitlement and a loss of essential values such as hard work, creativity, and thriftiness. As a result, future generations may struggle to manage family assets effectively. On the other hand, the proverb praises those who choose the challenging path of earning their success through their own efforts. Although this path requires more work, it fosters essential character traits necessary for achieving lasting prosperity and overall well-being. People who build their wealth through dedication and effort develop fundamental habits such as patience, resilience, and attention to detail. These traits not only contribute to financial success but also promote personal growth and fulfillment. In summary, the wisdom embedded in these ancient proverbs offers valuable guidance for navigating modern values and pursuits. Integrity and ethical behavior are portrayed as far superior to material wealth acquired through deceitful means. Additionally, the proverb highlights the enduring nature of self-made wealth compared to inherited wealth, emphasizing the importance of personal effort and the cultivation of virtues for long-term success and well-being. By reflecting on these teachings, we can reassess our priorities and strive for a more balanced and meaningful approach to life. The journey to financial wisdom and long-term success is not just about numbers and profit margins. It's about understanding the deeper principles that guide how we manage resources and influence. Those who build their wealth from the ground up gain a profound comprehension of essential concepts like adding value, making calculated risks, and handling profits and losses through personal experience. They learn firsthand the sacrifices required to achieve success and, as a result, develop a stronger sense of responsibility in managing their finances wisely. In contrast, inheriting wealth can sometimes lead to complacency. Those who receive money or assets without having earned them may struggle to appreciate the hard work and strategic thinking that went into accumulating that wealth. This detachment often results in a lack of effort to preserve or grow the inherited fortune, leading to its potential squander. Throughout history, many large family businesses and legacies have collapsed because successors failed to embrace the values, habits, and skills necessary for effective wealth management. This ancient wisdom doesn't universally condemn all forms of inherited wealth. In fact, when managed with wisdom and guiding principles, inheritances can indeed be a force for positive impact across generations. However, it underscores the importance of instilling character and practical experience in heirs to ensure that wealth is not only preserved but also used constructively. Proverbs 13 verse 22 reflects this insight, emphasizing that true success through one's own efforts has a strong spiritual foundation and practical benefits. The journey of earning one's livelihood through hard work fosters essential skills, habits, and values that contribute to lasting prosperity, qualities that are often more valuable than the money itself. This perspective encourages us to look beyond the illusions of instant success and effortless wealth that society frequently promotes. Genuine prosperity arises from the dedication, knowledge, and hard work of individuals who build their own paths rather than relying solely on inherited advantages. This principle has been a cornerstone of the most enduring family legacies. Another profound lesson involves the nature of wealth as a divine blessing. Society often obsesses over wealth and social status, believing that more money and possessions equate to ultimate satisfaction. The Book of Proverbs offers a counterintuitive view: true wealth, when granted by God, comes with no accompanying sorrow. This perspective challenges the conventional notion that significant wealth is the key to happiness and fulfillment. Numerous examples reveal that even the wealthiest and most famous individuals can experience deep sadness, emptiness, and strained relationships despite their material abundance. Their lives may lack the sustainable and worry-free prosperity celebrated in ancient wisdom. So, what is the essence of divine wealth that brings genuine joy and satisfaction? Divinely bestowed prosperity comes from using one's gifts and resources to serve and advance God's purposes. People who experience this kind of abundance recognize that their abilities and resources ultimately belong to their Creator, who has entrusted them as caretakers. Their prosperity is meant to promote generosity, justice, and value creation, contributing to God's restorative work in the world. Success, therefore, is not measured by how much one accumulates but by how generously one can share and distribute these blessings. Those blessed with divine prosperity are also equipped with peace and wisdom to avoid the pitfalls of vice and material attachment. They approach their wealth with humility and gratitude, viewing it as a sacred trust rather than a source of anxiety. The realization that one's prosperity is borrowed from a higher power brings liberation from the relentless pursuit of material possessions that often entrap conventional wealthy individuals, leading to a cycle of unhappiness. Their focus extends beyond themselves, finding joy and purpose in contributing to eternal and divine purposes. True abundance transcends mere financial wealth. It involves creating value, pursuing justice, extending mercy, and participating in the reconciliation of all things according to a divine vision. This kind of wealth brings comprehensive wholeness and delight, offering a form of fulfillment and satisfaction that financial riches alone cannot provide. The proverb highlights that genuine happiness comes from a close relationship with the Creator and living in alignment with divine purposes. When we use our gifts and resources in accordance with heavenly desires, we unlock a profound sense of joy and freedom that transcends material wealth. The ancient wisdom also presents a stark contrast between two life paths, one marked by diligence and the other by laziness. The diligent path is likened to a smooth and level journey, while the lazy path is compared to a thorny hedge. This metaphor underscores the idea that hard work and perseverance lead to a more straightforward and rewarding life, whereas laziness results in a more challenging and obstructed path. In conclusion, the wisdom from these ancient proverbs offers valuable insights into managing wealth and living a fulfilling life. It teaches us that true financial wisdom involves more than just managing money. It requires understanding the principles of creating value, taking responsible risks, and cultivating virtues. Inherited wealth, while potentially beneficial, must be handled with care and wisdom to avoid pitfalls. Furthermore, divine prosperity provides a sense of purpose and joy that surpasses material wealth, highlighting the importance of using one's resources in alignment with greater, divine purposes. By embracing these principles, we can achieve a more profound and lasting form of success and fulfillment. Navigating life's journey with purpose and efficiency involves more than just physical effort. It requires the right mindset and habits. A passage from Proverbs 15 verse 19 vividly illustrates this, underscoring how our work ethic and attitudes shape our experiences. It suggests that by embracing diligence and commitment, we can pave a smoother path to success and minimize unnecessary hurdles. Conversely, laziness is likened to a path obstructed by thorny hedges, making progress arduous and fraught with challenges. When we adopt a lazy approach, we often face significant difficulties. This lack of effort and motivation can transform even the simplest tasks into overwhelming obstacles. Procrastination, poor planning, and a failure to commit lead to a cascade of negative outcomes, including missed opportunities and persistent frustration. The constant struggle to overcome self-imposed barriers can result in ongoing disappointment and a sense of helplessness. In contrast, those who prioritize responsibility and hard work enjoy a more straightforward journey. By engaging in careful planning, making thoughtful decisions, and maintaining a steady work ethic, they find themselves moving towards success with greater ease. Their dedication helps them avoid unnecessary problems, leading to a more efficient and fulfilling path. Such individuals build positive habits and pursue excellence, thereby ensuring a smoother trajectory toward their goals. The wisdom of avoiding procrastination and embracing diligence extends beyond work and productivity. It encompasses our entire approach to life. Developing a diligent mindset fosters prudence, responsibility, and self-discipline. These qualities contribute to personal growth and ongoing success, as they cultivate a character that is conscientious, prepared, and committed to excellence. While the seemingly easier path of avoiding hard work may appear appealing, it often leads to greater difficulties in the long run. The obstacles and challenges associated with laziness can become overwhelming, whereas a diligent approach facilitates continuous improvement and fulfillment. Proverbs 15 verse 19 uses striking imagery to encourage us to choose a path of hard work and responsibility, highlighting the long-term benefits of perseverance over the temporary allure of shortcuts. In a world fixated on wealth and material success, maintaining balance is crucial. Proverbs 23 verse 4 provides timeless advice, urging us not to become consumed by the pursuit of wealth. The ancient wisdom warns against the obsession with accumulating riches, emphasizing the importance of maintaining perspective and balance in our lives. From an early age, we are often taught that wealth is a primary goal. Many industries thrive on fostering feelings of envy, dissatisfaction, and a relentless craving for luxury and status symbols. This materialistic mindset is pervasive in media, marketing, and cultural norms. However, this proverb challenges the prevailing belief that wealth is the ultimate objective. It cautions that excessive focus on wealth can lead to spiritual emptiness, imbalance, and a distorted sense of purpose. The Bible portrays money as a useful tool when obtained honestly and used generously. However, prioritizing wealth above all else can erode other essential aspects of a meaningful life. Those who become fixated on financial gain often neglect their relationships, spiritual well-being, ethical standards, and overall health. Their lives may become a cycle of relentless pursuit, where personal connections turn transactional, moral boundaries are compromised, and a sense of higher purpose is lost. This ancient wisdom encourages us to maintain a balanced approach to life. It reminds us that true fulfillment comes from integrating various aspects of our existence, including spirituality, relationships, personal growth, and civic responsibilities. By resisting the pressures of materialism and consumerism, we can achieve a more balanced and purposeful life. Scripture consistently emphasizes the interconnectedness of different life domains. Our spiritual health, relationships, personal development, work ethic, physical well-being, and civic engagement are all interrelated. Instead of focusing solely on accumulating wealth, we should consider how to nurture these areas to ensure holistic flourishing. Numerous examples exist of individuals who, despite achieving significant financial success, have paid a steep price in terms of their emotional health, ethics, and personal relationships. Their unrelenting pursuit of wealth led them to prioritize money over all other aspects of life, often resulting in a lack of fulfillment and overall dissatisfaction. On the other hand, those who heed this ancient advice recognize the importance of maintaining a balanced life. They understand when to shift focus from work to other important activities, such as spiritual practices, spending time with loved ones, engaging in community service, and pursuing creative endeavors. This balanced approach allows them to sustain their well-being and achieve a more fulfilling and prosperous life. In conclusion, the wisdom found in Proverbs provides valuable insights into achieving success and maintaining balance. By embracing diligence and responsibility, we can navigate our journeys with greater ease and effectiveness. Avoiding the pitfalls of procrastination and laziness enables us to achieve our goals more efficiently and with less frustration. Similarly, by resisting the obsession with material wealth and maintaining a balanced perspective, we can lead lives that are rich in purpose and fulfillment. These principles offer a roadmap for achieving both professional success and personal satisfaction, emphasizing the importance of integrating hard work, balanced living, and a holistic approach to life. In our quest for fulfillment and success, it's crucial to remember that true prosperity isn't solely about amassing wealth but about achieving balance and purpose in life. Rather than fixating on financial gain, striving for wholeness in all aspects of life provides a richer and more satisfying experience. Proverbs 23 verse 4 offers profound guidance in this regard, urging us to seek balance rather than becoming obsessed with wealth. In today's fast-paced, materialistic society, where advertisements and consumerism dominate, it's easy to become consumed by the pursuit of riches. However, the wisdom of Proverbs 23 verse 4 reminds us to prioritize a more grounded approach to life. While financial success and ethical profit-making are important, they should not be the exclusive focus of our decisions and efforts. Instead, integrating our values, relationships, work, and activities with higher principles and purposes leads to a more meaningful existence. Focusing solely on wealth can be misleading and unfulfilling. True prosperity comes from aligning our actions with eternal values and seeking a life filled with purpose and freedom. By resisting the obsession with material wealth, we can create lives that are richer in satisfaction and aligned with our deepest values. Furthermore, the dangers of exploiting others for financial gain are starkly outlined in Proverbs 22 verse 16. This ancient wisdom serves as a potent warning against using unethical means to accumulate wealth. Exploiting the vulnerable to achieve personal gain not only undermines one's integrity but also leads to inevitable downfall. In many aspects of society, individuals are often admired for their rapid accumulation of wealth, sometimes overlooking the ethical considerations behind their success. The allure of financial power can blind people to the injustices and human suffering that might be hidden behind their affluence. However, Proverbs 22 verse 16 highlights a crucial truth: exploiting others for gain, even if it leads to short-term success, ultimately results in spiritual and material ruin. The pursuit of wealth through unethical practices can diminish our humanity and integrity. It fosters an environment where the dignity of workers is compromised and bitterness prevails. Moreover, the obsession with amassing wealth at any cost leads to a loss of one's moral compass and the ability to leave a lasting, positive legacy through ethical leadership. History provides ample evidence of the consequences faced by those who have pursued economic success through exploitation. While such practices may yield temporary wealth, they often lead to widespread dissatisfaction, institutional decline, and the very poverty they sought to escape. Establishing a foundation of ethics is crucial for achieving genuine and sustainable prosperity. On the other hand, those who prioritize the well-being and dignity of all people, especially the marginalized, often find themselves and their enterprises in a better position for long-term success. They understand that fostering growth and well-being in others is key to creating a lasting and positive impact. Ethical prosperity is achieved by cultivating fairness and shared opportunities rather than by exploiting the vulnerable. In our current era, where wealth divides and labor exploitation are prevalent, this ancient wisdom is especially relevant. It encourages individuals to shift their focus from exploiting others to developing ethical solutions that empower everyone. By doing so, we can create thriving communities and economies built on fairness and dignity. For those who ignore these teachings and persist in exploiting the less fortunate, Proverbs 22 verse 16 serves as a stark warning. Hidden behind the facade of apparent wealth lies the inevitable fate of poverty, injustice, and the collapse of morally bankrupt endeavors. Building a prosperous and sustainable society requires a just foundation where the most vulnerable are protected rather than exploited. Equally important is the wisdom found in Proverbs 11 verse 28, which highlights the significance of placing our trust in eternal values rather than in material wealth. The proverb suggests that those who rely on their wealth for security and identity will eventually face downfall, while the righteous will flourish. Our culture often promotes the relentless pursuit of wealth, status, and possessions as the ultimate life goals. However, this approach can lead to spiritual emptiness and instability. True fulfillment comes from aligning our lives with enduring principles rather than transient material gains. A life grounded in righteousness and spiritual alignment offers a foundation for genuine flourishing, surpassing any accumulation of assets or opulent possessions. Despite the apparent stability and power that wealth can offer, those who chase after it often find themselves collapsing under their own greed. The constant pursuit of financial success can lead to instability, moral compromise, and ultimately, downfall. The key to enduring prosperity lies not in the accumulation of wealth but in maintaining a focus on righteous living and spiritual values. In summary, the wisdom of Proverbs teaches us to pursue a balanced and ethical approach to life. By avoiding the pitfalls of materialism and exploitation, we can achieve true prosperity that is grounded in purpose and fairness. Aligning our actions with eternal principles and focusing on the well-being of all people creates a more fulfilling and sustainable path to success. The ancient teachings remind us that genuine wealth is not merely about financial gain but about leading a life of integrity, purpose, and lasting impact. Throughout history, the grandest empires have crumbled under the weight of misplaced confidence, arrogance, and disordered priorities. The ancient wisdom of Proverbs provides a powerful counter-narrative to these downfalls. It underscores that resilience and vitality are not rooted in material wealth but in our alignment with moral values and a divine source of sustenance. Those who place their trust in eternal principles and a higher power, rather than transient riches, find themselves flourishing despite economic fluctuations. Consider the metaphor of leaves sustained by a timeless, divine source. Just as leaves are nourished by a vital and eternal vine, individuals who ground their identity in spiritual rather than material wealth remain steadfast. Their stability and ability to produce lasting fruit are not swayed by the ebb and flow of economic conditions. In contrast, relying solely on material possessions for one's sense of worth is precarious. True stability comes from drawing strength from a higher, unchanging source of purpose. It is crucial to recognize that wealth itself is not inherently evil, nor is poverty a mark of virtue. The proverb directs our attention to a more profound spiritual issue, the source of our trust and identity. Are we anchored in the fleeting nature of material wealth, or do we find our grounding in the everlasting abundance provided by a higher power? This wisdom calls us to realign our spiritual focus, urging us to avoid placing undue trust in temporary gains and instead build a foundation based on the immutable truths of divine love and purpose. The essence of this guidance is straightforward. Where do we place our security and identity? Do we derive our sense of worth from perishable material items, or do we seek fulfillment from the enduring spiritual essence that offers true and lasting wealth? The scriptural insight encourages us to break free from the cycle of misplaced trust and cultural conditioning that glorifies wealth. By centering ourselves on the source of life itself, we establish a strong foundation that enables us to thrive regardless of economic or material circumstances. In a world where people often elevate those who claim to have all the answers, the wisdom of Proverbs 9 verse 9 offers a refreshing perspective. It states that teaching a wise person only enhances their wisdom and that a virtuous person will continue to grow in knowledge. This principle emphasizes that true wisdom and righteousness are characterized by an openness to continual learning and growth. Our culture frequently idolizes individuals who exude confidence and assertiveness, often mistaking these traits for wisdom. There is a common misconception that once one has attained a certain level of understanding, further instruction is unnecessary. Proverbs 9 verse 9 challenges this notion by highlighting that even the wisest among us remain in a state of learning. The essence of true wisdom lies not in claiming to have all the answers but in maintaining humility and a commitment to ongoing personal development. Wise individuals throughout history and across various traditions have demonstrated that their remarkable legacies were built on a foundation of perpetual learning. They engaged in constant study, discussion, and receptiveness to new ideas, even later in life. This openness to new knowledge and perspectives prevented them from becoming rigid or insular in their beliefs. Conversely, those who resist learning and cling to outdated beliefs often become stagnant and spiritually myopic. This resistance limits their understanding and growth, reinforcing prejudices and fostering criticism. Embracing a mindset of continual learning involves discerning between valuable instruction and teachings that perpetuate ignorance. Even well-meaning instructors can mislead if they are not committed to personal growth and accurate understanding. The ancient proverb challenges us to rethink our cultural attitudes toward knowledge. It asserts that true wisdom is characterized by a continuous pursuit of learning. This perspective prompts us to question our assumptions and adopt a mindset of perpetual growth. It celebrates the idea that no matter our position in life, maintaining a teachable attitude is a mark of wisdom and virtue. A commitment to lifelong learning benefits individuals of all ages and statuses. Those who consistently seek knowledge and adhere to their values inspire and positively influence others. In an era marked by polarized opinions and closed-mindedness, this wisdom is especially pertinent. It reminds us that the most knowledgeable individuals are those who remain humble and open to learning throughout their lives. They never assume complete mastery but instead strive to deepen their understanding of what is honorable and true. The exploration of King Solomon's financial wisdom offers profound insights into money, wealth, and genuine prosperity. Solomon's Proverbs challenge conventional views and encourage a reevaluation of our attitudes toward wealth. His teachings provide a clear, direct perspective on navigating financial matters with integrity and wisdom. They address common misconceptions and unhealthy behaviors associated with wealth accumulation. Solomon's wisdom reinforces that true prosperity involves more than just financial gain. It encompasses a balanced approach to wealth, one that aligns with moral values and a broader sense of purpose. His Proverbs advocate for a perspective that transcends mere material accumulation, emphasizing the importance of ethical considerations and a grounded approach to financial success. In summary, the timeless wisdom found in Proverbs teaches us that true prosperity is rooted in spiritual values and continuous learning rather than material wealth. By aligning our identity with eternal principles and maintaining a teachable attitude, we can navigate life's challenges with integrity and resilience. This guidance challenges us to reassess our priorities and embrace a more holistic approach to success, one that values ethical behavior and ongoing personal growth. In our contemporary culture, wealth often occupies a central place, shaped by the allure of material success and the promise of happiness through financial abundance. However, this fixation reveals the hollowness of greed and the pitfalls of acquiring wealth through shortcuts or deceit. The pursuit of riches, when driven by unethical means, ultimately leads to constant anxiety and dissatisfaction rather than genuine contentment. The ancient wisdom of Proverbs offers a counterpoint to these modern obsessions. It teaches that prosperity is a gift from a higher power, meant to be managed with care and integrity rather than worshipped as the ultimate goal. True wealth should be a tool, something that serves a greater purpose, rather than an idol that dictates our priorities and sense of self. King Solomon's teachings emphasize the importance of viewing wealth through a lens of moral character and spiritual alignment, rather than as a mere accumulation of material goods. Solomon's perspective provides a pathway to freedom from the relentless pursuit of material gain. By fostering a strong moral foundation and deep connection with the divine, we can achieve a form of prosperity that transcends mere financial measures. True abundance is not about quick fixes or impulsive pursuits, but about the steady, deliberate effort that builds real value over time. This approach requires patience and a commitment to integrity, embracing a journey of growth rather than seeking immediate rewards. The essence of Solomon's wisdom is that genuine prosperity encompasses more than just the balance in our bank accounts. It involves nurturing strong relationships, engaging in meaningful work, and contributing generously to the well-being of others. True wealth is found in living a life aligned with our deeper purposes, creating value, seeking justice, and participating in the greater good of creation. By focusing on these elements, we experience a richness that goes beyond mere material wealth. As we reflect on Solomon's teachings, it becomes clear that wealth, when seen through the right perspective, can be a powerful instrument for serving higher purposes. It is not the money itself that brings fulfillment, but how we use it to support and uplift others, contribute to our communities, and honor our spiritual commitments. This approach turns financial resources into tools for positive change, aligning our lives with the broader, divine vision of justice and love. King Solomon's wisdom helps us to see past the deceptive promises of materialism and understand the true nature of abundance. His teachings offer us the opportunity to reframe our financial narratives, moving away from cultural deceptions that equate success with wealth alone. Instead, Solomon guides us towards a vision of prosperity that is rooted in divine generosity and moral integrity. Through the lens of Solomon's insights, we gain a clearer understanding of the underlying causes of greed, excessive consumption, and financial conflicts. These issues often prevent us from experiencing genuine prosperity and can lead to significant personal and relational burdens. By aligning our financial practices and career choices with the principles of justice and compassion, we honor the divine vision for a balanced and fulfilling life. The gifts and opportunities we receive are not merely personal assets but sacred trusts from our Creator. We are entrusted with these blessings to use them in ways that fulfill divine purposes, bringing joy and restoration to the world. As we move forward, it is crucial to stay grounded in the wisdom that true abundance comes from lives marked by sacrifice, discipline, worship, and unwavering moral character. In embracing Solomon's teachings, we find a liberating joy in sharing the blessings we receive. This act of generosity not only enriches our own lives but also contributes to the well-being of others, reflecting the values of a higher purpose. By doing so, we align ourselves with a vision of prosperity that goes beyond individual success to encompass a collective flourishing. May the timeless wisdom of King Solomon continue to inspire and guide us, influencing our financial decisions and shaping our cultural attitudes towards wealth. By following his teachings, we can achieve financial prosperity that is not just measured in monetary terms but in the richness of our relationships, our sense of purpose, and our contribution to the greater good. Let us carry forward the principles of integrity, generosity, and moral character, using our resources to support a more just and compassionate world. In conclusion, the journey through King Solomon's Proverbs invites us to rethink our approach to wealth and prosperity. By focusing on moral values and spiritual alignment, we can find true contentment and lasting abundance. This perspective shifts the emphasis from the accumulation of material wealth to the fulfillment of higher purposes, guiding us towards a life of genuine prosperity and deep satisfaction. Embracing these timeless principles helps us navigate our financial lives with integrity and purpose, ultimately contributing to a more balanced and equitable world. Copyright 2024 by FreeBooksTube. Thank you for listening. Please consider to subscribe, like, and share to help the channel grow new videos on a daily basis.